Today we're going to talk about how to beat man defense in Madden 23 after the last update / patch. So man defense actually did get a little bit worse, if you could believe it or not, and if you're on next gen especially, where it was very overpowered, there's some very easy ways to beat it now. The first one we're going to talk about, which is getting kind of popular, is running back wheel routes. This is something that actually does a pretty good job at getting over the top that single man coverage. If there's no safety over the top, you just want to kind of wait for him to get downfield and throw a high pass, and what you're going to do is get that over the shoulder rack catch, and you're going to usually have just enough space to get over the defender. And you could hot route these wheel routes on literally any play. Just make sure you're throwing the high pass. See right there, he just absolutely cooked him, so it didn't even matter. But usually the coverage will be a little bit tighter, but as long as you throw that high pass and go for the rat catch, which you do by pressing X on Xbox or square on PlayStation, you'll get that over the shoulder catch with the high ball, and they just will not be able to really, do anything about it. And I'm just running it over and over to show you that it is consistent. I mean, look at the step he's getting on the defender now. If he gets a weird animation like that, he can drop the ball. He didn't get the over the shoulder that you normally get. Every once in a while, you'll get like a stupid jumping animation, but that's just Madden being random. But if you get that little catch like that, you're gonna get it every single time versus man. And most man coverage is single coverage this year because people are trying to blitz. Now, the play bench out of any gun tight formation is still really good at beating man. It's even better now, and you can find this in a ton of playbooks. I'm in the Saints playbook right now, so this is the tight offset tight end. I believe you can find that in the Packers playbook as well. But you could also find gun tight in so many playbooks. Washington's playbook, the Lions playbook, even playbooks that have tight doubles like the Steelers, for example. You can find this in at least about half the playbooks in the game, and this corner route to Y just fries man coverage, and the better receiver you have, the little bit better it's going to be. Michael Thomas is, got pretty good route running, but he's not particularly fast or anything like that. But even lower end receivers will create good separation. You just throw this ball on the break, and it just fries man coverage. Now, to make this play better, there's different things you can do. If you want to put like whip routes on the outside, because whip routes still do a pretty good job against man as well at creating separation, you could do that. We missed the catch there, but you see he was wide open. But the thing with bench that I like is that if you're on a hash mark, it's a very glitchy play against zone as well, which I'll show you. So if you go to a cover 3, if you're on the short side of the field and you have a streak and a corner, the corner will get open every time. It's going to get open every time. Wide open against cover 3, even cover 2, it'll get over the top. Cover 4, it'll be open. So what you want to do when you're on a hash mark is you want to streak the receiver on the short side of the field, and then you can actually put the running back on a wheel. And if you need extra blocking, you can just always motion this guy in, like motion snap him to block if they're blitzing. And now you have the corner route that beats man, but you also will have the wheel route down the field that you can throw over the top of the defender against man as well. However, if it's zone, what you're going to have against zone here is that you can hit the corner route against zone, but by putting the running back on the wheel, it actually opens up the corner to the tight end on the wide side of the field against zone. So let me show you exactly what I mean, because this is going to throw off the coverage. And look, now you have him wide open. That was a cover 2 right there. We're going to show a cover 3 as well, just to kind of be thorough here. So again, you would set it up like this, and we'll motion this guy in to help block. You don't have to motion him in, but if you want extra blocking, you can do that. And again, you can see now what you've done against zone is you've created 2 wide open zone beaters with both corner routes, but against man, what you've created is you've created a wheel route and a corner route that can get open. And this corner route, like I said, it fries. It fries man coverage with ease. Now I want to look at this play, PA shot seams, but it's not particularly the play that's great. It actually is a really good play, but the route to Olave. So this is kind of another form of a wheel route in a sense. It's more of a fade, but a lot of those type of routes do a really good job after the patch of getting over the top of the coverage. And this is a really good play you can find in the Saints playbook. I think in the Packers playbook, I believe you can also find this in the Bucks playbook as well. Very good play because you have a bunch of man beaters on this. And really quickly, before we continue on, I do want to let you know that I have a Patreon page where I break down the highest level Madden tips, strategies, and ebooks. Just dropped a new Tampa Bay Bucks ebook, which is fire. If you want to check that out, link is in the pinned comment below. So let me show you what happens with Chris Olave here. Similar to the running back wheel route, you just let him get downfield, you throw the high pass, you go over the shoulder. shooter. He dropped it there. Sometimes you're going to drop it, but if you throw that multiple times in a row, you're going to catch it. On next gen, you can even freeform it more to the outside like this if you want. It works a little bit better. To freeform, you use the left trigger or the L2 button to kind of freeform them more to the outside. I think that works better on this route. We'll show you again, just freeforming it to the outside, and you can see the DB has no chance to make a play on it. But you can also just use the regular high pass, bullet pass with the rat catch like this. As you can see, it's still going to work. You know, every once in a while he might drop it, but typically he'll catch it. Now, another thing I love about this play is the corner out to Y. He does a pretty good job at frying man coverage as well. You just want to throw the high pass with LB or L1 and go for that rat catch. Now, I will say, depending on the blitz, it can be a little hit or miss. If the safety up top is manned up on him, it's kind of 50-50. But if it's a slot corner or somebody closer to the line of scrimmage, he's going to get this separation pretty much every time and cook. So you've got him on one side and you've got the fade on the other side. You've also got the speed route here to X, which is going to do a really good job at beating man coverage. You rat catch it, you can kind of turn it up the field. Usually it's going to be about a 5-yard gainer. It's pretty consistent. The DB, if you notice, he just kind of reacts really slow to the cut, so you can rat catch it and sometimes even turn it upfield for huge yardage just like this. So this play alone is just a really, really good man beater all around. Now here we have a play called Saints In, and the post route to Olave is been a good man beater all year. It might be even better at this point, and you're going to see that it just completely fries the man coverage. You just got to make sure there's no deep safety over the middle, or else it's kind of a risky throw. But I mean, as you can see, we'll just, motion a guy here to try to help us block a little bit. I mean, look at the separation. This literally can be a one-play touchdown if you have a fast enough guy here, because that route, the out and then break in of the post, it just absolutely, positively destroys man coverage this year. It is one of the best man beaters in the game. We're under pressure, but we're still able to get the ball off, and that's something else in the Saints playbook, and it might also be either in the Packers or the Chargers playbook. This isn't a play you need. The other stuff we talked about is more important, but if you are using one of the playbooks with this play, or you find this type of route in another play, it's going to be very, very beneficial. Here's another example of that same route in the Saints playbook in gun bunch. Chris Olave is on that post that goes to the out and breaks inside. Now, you want to usually have the running back like on a route, because if not, the guy manned up on him will sometimes play the deep middle of the field, and you definitely don't want that. But you could see, I mean, he gets wide open, and he gets open very quickly. So you gotta have to figure out what kind of blitz your opponent's using, because you want to know how to set up the protection to leave that middle of the field open, but still give you a little time to throw it. And here's another thing you can do, depending on what kind of man defense they're playing. If you have a split back set, you could put dual wheel routes on the field, which can be really cool. Now, if they're doing super heavy blitzes, you probably won't be able to do this because you won't have enough time for them to get open. But if they're doing kind of the 4 or 5 man blitzes that are inconsistent, then you can have these dual wheel routes, and they can't cover both of them. That's the thing. So they're going to opposite sides of the field, and just look how wide open they get, because sometimes the defender gets picked like he does right there, and that just gets it even more wide open. This is actually, it's a super good tactic, and if you need extra blocking, you can always motion this outside guy over, snap it when he's about right here, just in case you do need some extra blocking to free this up. But yeah, this is a really good tactic you should definitely start implementing right now. Now, if you want to know about a super glitchy scheme with the most overpowered QB run in the game, make sure you check out this video right here on the screen.